Can we talk about grown men and braids? Really? Like, this is something that it really pisses me off. This video is not even meant to be funny. I really get aggravated. Damn, look at me stuttering. Whew. Hooked on phonics works for me. Just grown men, not like little boys, like little kids. Even that, like, it was my understanding that we decided in like '03 as black folks that braids were not, you just weren't allowed to have them no more if you were a man. I thought after Allen Iverson cut his off, it was a wrap for all the dudes with braids. I feel like everybody should have been running to the barbershop to get their little Caesars and shape-ups. They just, actually my friend's son, my godson, she has braids in his hair, and he'll be four? How old is, damn, 3 or 4. He'll be 3 or 4, something like that. You know, I don't know his age. I'm the godmother, but I don't remember how old he is exactly. He'll be like 3 or 4 in like October or November. And she lives in South Carolina, but she was up in New York over the summer, and every time she brought him to the house, it was a problem because he had these like little braids, but like all here, like the middle in the back of his head, there was no hair, because I guess he slept on his back and the hair wouldn't grow there. It was growing slower. So it was this like, he had this like reverse bald spot, and it looked so bad. And he didn't have black hair. He had like that sandy brown for my weave, whereas it was like a 4. He had like a 4 hair color. And I was like, Crystal, like, you need to shave his head. Just cut it. And she was like, no, my baby has a funny shaped head. It's not gonna look good without the braids. I was like, he has a funny shaped head now. And whenever we went out, you know, the white folks would come up and be like, oh my God, she's adorable. How old is she? And my friend would get mad, like, how she knew that was a boy. What girls do you know walking around in baby Jordans? I was like, all hood, well, not hood rats, but my friend is kind of hood. All hood moms have their daughters walking around in Jordans and Timbs and Uggs and whatever else hood rats throw on their kids. But I think she finally cut his hair, and he looks better now. But they're back in South Carolina. They probably just cut it because it was hot. Anyway, I saw this old ass man on the train yesterday. Like, old ass man. Like, he looked like he was 49 and his 50th birthday is tomorrow. Like, he looked old. And he had the nerve to step on the train, and his braids were like this color right here, the gray and white, maybe with a hint of like rusty colored black in it. He like the salt pepper hair. He had like the Samuel L. Jackson, Morgan Freeman. If Morgan Freeman had braids, that's what this dude, if you can see that in your head, that's what this dude's braids look like. Morgan Freeman braids. Lean on Me, no. What's that movie he was just in with Hilary Swank that she won the Oscar for? Those braids. Not Lean On. Matter of fact, you know what? Morgan Freeman looks the same in all of his movies. I don't think he ages at all. I think his first name is really Benjamin Button. Excuse me while I holler at this juice. I love juice boxes. I gotta get it all out of there. These are not cheap. You're gonna get no coupons for these. I'll save the rest for later. So yeah, if Morgan Freeman had braids, that's what this guy's braids looked like. And he was super old, like super old, and he had braids, and they still hit him like here, like right here. Like, it's one thing if you have like long, and even if you have long braids, you look like a pansy. A pansy. They can come down here. They can come down to your pecs, your pectorials, and you still look like you got this like fruity swag. You look like a pansy. And then if your braids come up to here, you look like a pussy. So you could either be a pansy or a pussy as a man. I mean, if you really wanna wear braids, you gotta figure out where you wanna be. Pussy, pansy, pansy, pussy. Okay. And I don't know. It's not attractive to me. A guy walking in with braids is like you stop and you see a guy, and you're like, oh, look at him, he looks good, and he has a hat on, because guys they're constantly fooling females with that hat. They take the hat off, you see a weird head shape or a weird hairline. That turns you off. That turns me off. But that's like you see a guy and you're like, oh, he's cute, and then he turns around and he has one of those baby backpacks on with a little baby sitting in the, little baby carriers on his back. That's what a man with braids does to me. It kills the whole visual. Or that's like a guy being cute and then having like a pinky ring and one of those like awkward, like long random nails. Like all that, or like a dude walking in and he's fly from the ankle up and he has on like raggedy shoes, or like his white sneakers are off-white, or he walks by and he smells like he just left the gym but he's dressed like he's going to church. Like all things that, like, when it comes to me, it's a lot of, I guess some people might like sweaty, stinky looking dudes who are cute. I don't know. Maybe the cuteness is all that matters to y'all. But if any of those things I just said, if anybody has like a random nail, or their shoes don't go, or they're walking around with a baby on their bag, you don't need to be speaking to me. Okay? Don't ask me what time it is. None of that. Don't tell me you like my scarf. Don't ask me if these are really prescription. Don't be like, is that all your hair? Don't speak to me. I'm turning my iPod all the way up. Okay? Don't disrespect my playlist with your questions. You have braids. It's just, and then guys with like the short braids, I don't understand at all. Because you're a grown man walking around with little dusty braids. There was a dude on the train across from me today. He had, I know you guys remember Coolio's hair. Those little money after money in the power, minute after minute, hour after hour. Them braids, the Gangsta's Paradise Coolio little twist pieces that hang down. Kind of like my two-strand twist look sometimes. And he had like little like micro braids, and his braids were all like that long, so it was all like sticking up all over his head. He looked like a porcupine, and he was a grown man on the train, and he was light skinned too. Just not that makes it better. Actually, that makes it worse. He was extra light skinned, so all you see is his like pink scalp, and he was just had his hands folded. Shout out to me not being ashy today. Ow. He had his hands folded, and he had just, I was like, what the hell? He ruined my breakfast. I was actually on the train this morning eating my little cup of noodles. And I was like, what? I had to switch cars. Yeah, so dudes with the little short hair, it doesn't make sense for you to have braids. Just cut it off. Matter of fact, dudes with the long hair, if you're over the age of 5, and you're a male, you don't need to have braids. That's it. Just leave them alone. That's like those girls that walk around with perms, but they have that little short flame length ponytail. That little, their ponytail's like that long, and they like try to like stick everything up, and it's like that long. That's like those girls. Those girls are in denial. If your ponytail is that long, and you're trying to throw it in a bun and it folds over and it's like that big, like, then you might as well, it's time for you to hang it up. You need to give it up. Just jump off that team and jump on this team here, okay? Because as you can see, I can fling my ponytail. And afterwards, when I'm done flinging it, I can take it off and fling it on the couch. It's a lot of flinging that goes on at my house, okay? And then when I get tired of this, I can just wear my real hair. So if you're not ready to jump on the natural hair team, you can just jump on the half wig team. We're accepting applications. So if you have a little poof, flame, nappy, sad ponytail, then I got plenty of wigs. You can borrow one of mine. Yes, I think that's all I wanted to discuss. What? My juice box is empty. Good to the last drop. Again, Shout out to me not being ashy today. I don't know if y'all peeped it. I put a little baby oil on before I turned my camera on today. Whoa.